tell you something. People are something else. And there ain't no difference today. I mean, I think of Harriet Tubman. Remember Harriet Tubman? She said, I freed 1,000 slaves, but I could have freed 1,000 more if they only knew that they were slaves. Now, come on, everybody say thank God for a job.
Thank God for a job.
I'm not talking against jobs, okay? I'm not talking against jobs. But listen, modern day slavery today is to teach you, send you to school, cause you to come out of college with $20,000, $30,000 worth of debt so that you can continue to work for the master. The master is the system that keeps people working for them. You understand that? That's the system. It teaches us to be an employee. And that's the whole desire. Listen, the Civil War was over the ending of the law to make people work for them, black folk. That's what the whole Civil War is about. Black people made the slave master rich. Richmond was where it all took place. I mean, the headquarters. Richmond, Virginia, down there at the foot down there, Churchill down in that area right there. They had 51 slave blocks. So it's history. 51 slave blocks. That's where they used to do the buying and the selling of slaves. That changed from the what's called convict leasing. Okay. See, convict leasing, part of slavery. This is before the end of before Emancipation Proclamation. No, that was after it. See, prior to it, what slave owners used to do is they used to make money from the slaves from leasing them, renting. If a master slave had a slave owner, if a master had a slave, they used to rent out the slaves to work and get paid for it. That was the business. In fact, even the slave house servants, preachers, they used to go to preach funerals and preach different places, but they were out on lease. They had to come back. But that was the big thing until slaves started getting smart in the word. When they started getting in the word, who the Son sets free is free indeed, what happened was there was a great movement of the slaves running away. So that thing ain't working no more. I ain't leasing my Negro out because he might run away. So they just went into the buying and the selling then. I'm just going to sell them. Buy, sell. And you had a slave, boy. They say a slave was worth about $1 million way back then. A strong slave, too, that could really work good. They were worth $1 million. You see? But what happened was, after Emancipation Proclamation, and then it really wasn't that, because they had to do an amendment. The 13th Amendment had to make slave ownership illegal. So what they did was they put inside the 13th, the Constitution, they added the clause that slavery has now prohibited, watch this, except for the punishment of a crime. Wow. And people don't realize it, but see, after this ending of this, 2 weeks after the Civil War, the one who came up with this Emancipation Proclamation, the Freedmen's Bureau, and all this kind of stuff to help black folk be free, died. He was assassinated. Abraham Lincoln was assassinated 2 weeks after the end of the Civil War. And guess what? The worst, most racist president in the history of our country, Andrew Johnson, took over. And that man was a bona fide racist. Lincoln selected him because he selected him on a second term, and he was trying to win, so he figured, let me get one of these guys in, but it was a big mistake because he got assassinated. And then what Andrew Johnson did is he worked. He set the whole thing up with the Southern slave masters, and he came up with the changing of the laws called black codes, vagrancy laws, and Jim Crow came in there. But the vagrancy laws, listen to me, the vagrancy laws made it a crime for a black man to be unemployed and drunk. You get put in jail. Once they put you in jail, then you could work involuntarily. That's where the whole chain gang. Y'all heard of the chain gang? Yeah. That's where that came up. The chain gang. Boy, listen. They were raising every black man that they want, that they could get, because they now had to get these black people to work for them. They're losing their businesses and everything. That's what the whole war about Civil War was. We got to incarcerate black men. So they had to change the laws to make it very easy for black men to be arrested. And that's why when Reverend William Washington Brown came up, he got saved and came into the ministry. His whole message was temperance. In other words, you got to get off alcohol. You get off alcohol, man. Police see you drunk, then they going to arrest you. Especially if you ain't got no job. If you're not working or doing something, put it that way. That's the whole foundation why there's so many black men. That ain't the only reason. But I'm saying the reason why you got so many black men, percentage-wise, in prison today is because it's easier for a black man to get arrested. It is easier. And one of the reasons why is you go to court, you can't pay for no attorney. So we got P-word, attorneys, and it's making it easy for you. And then when you go to prison, it's hard to get. Once you come out, then what you gonna do? What you gonna do? If you're a felon, can't nobody hire you. Amen. Hey, who gonna hire a felon? Hey? Yeah, so you end up going back in if you don't know what to do. And unfortunately, we're not taught do for yourself. We're not taught that. We're taught go to school, get an education so you can get a job. We're not taught learn how to be a business owner.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
We got the fewest of us of any race, that understand that. So they end up going back to jail. And it's really something. Some of them go back to jail for selling something. I'm just saying. So I'm just telling you. I mean, it's a mindset, especially us folk, black folk. We gotta change the way we think. Gotta change the way we think. The church in the 1880s did. That's what developed Jackson Ward, the most solid, prosperous, influential institution. Neighborhood in the city. Jackson Ward. The blacks there. Black Wall Street in Tulsa. All black folk owned everything. Racism, segregation, Jim Crow, all that stuff. And I gotta tell you this, wasn't no such thing as welfare, and wasn't no such thing as Medicaid. None of that existed. But the blacks were the most prosperous people in all there. They owned everything. In Tulsa, I heard that they didn't have to own the airport. A couple of them had planes, the hospitals, the schools, everything. Even here in Richmond, Jackson Ward, we had all that. The entertainment center, the schools, the stores, the grocery stores, everything. Yeah, nobody liked racism, but racism didn't mean a hill of beans. Because you don't like me, doesn't mean that I ain't gonna be able to make it.
That's right.
Amen. And prosper. Black folk today use racism as an excuse why they ain't got nothing.
That's right.
No, you ain't got nothing because you ain't doing nothing. Oh! I'm saying it like that. I'm just saying it like that. But God says my people are destroyed because of the knowledge. And that's why the word of God. That's why the devil's fighting. The devil don't like me. No. And he don't like you either, though. Leave that man. No, you with this man.
That's right.
You following me like I follow the Lord.
That's right.
Woo! I'm getting ready to blow up. Get ready to blow up. What you talking about, Pastor? The Lord's going to set me up on a hill so I can let my light shine. What's the light? What's the light? The revelation of the Word of God.
Come on.
As soon as I open up my mouth, people receive it, listen to it.
Amen.
Except those that are obsessed with the devil. Demons. We gotta stop them. We gotta stop them.
That's right.
Call the